Hey guys, it's Madison Estes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing the horror comic Road of Bones, written by Rich Dueck and illustrated and colored by Alex Cormack. The entire story revolves around three men who escape a Russian prison in the 50s. The main character, Roman, is in prison for telling an offensive joke about Stalin. He's not really break out of prison and survive a journey hundreds of miles into the frozen tundra material. He's just your average guy who told a stupid joke. He hasn't been hardened by prison, he's not a tough guy now, he's just really desperate because he's being beaten by the guards and he's being starved in prison. So he leaves with these other two guys, they leave with food that they've been rationing for several weeks, and they go off into the wilderness to try to find freedom. Only instead of freedom, they freeze their butts off and they start to lose hope pretty quickly. Things go from bad to worse when, while jumping across a ledge, the bag that has all of their food gets lost. I think you know where this is going. One of the guys begins talking about looking for a hunting cabin that's supposed to be close to where they are, something that he heard about from one of the other prisoners back before they left. But then Roman overhears the two guys talking later on at night when they think he's sleeping, talking about how the cabin probably doesn't actually exist and it's just a ruse to distract Roman while they prepare to eat him like he's a Scooby snack. Now, the synopsis of Road of Bones hints at something supernatural. It says, with the help of a mysterious being straight out of his childhood fairy tale stories, Roman just might make it. Or is the being simply a manifestation of the brutal circumstances? Well, the answer remains unclear. I think it's intentionally ambiguous. There's not a whole lot of supernatural elements in this story. It's pretty much a straight-up survival horror story with man against nature and man against man. There is tension in the story the entire time. You just know cannibalism is going to happen. It's hinted at the very beginning. You just don't know when it's going to happen, what the circumstances are going to be, or how many are going to die, if not all of them. I give the storyline of this comic 3 out of 5 stars, because although most of it is things that I saw coming, there were a few surprises along the way, and there was a lot of suspense throughout the story. On to the artwork. There were a lot of scenes of snow, and sometimes it got a little repetitive, but what can you do? The story takes place in the tundra. I think the artist did a good job trying to vary the artwork so that it didn't feel so repetitive. They did this by having snow falling in some scenes and by having several scenes take place either during sunrise or sunset in order to allow for a different color scheme. And I think the scenes where cannibalism finally happens are messy and gory and awesome. They are everything that I wanted and more. And the scenes with the supernatural entity are very creepy and very hellish looking. The scenes in the prison are dark and ominous, and they contrast well with the brightness of the rest of the comic. Alex Cormack really did an amazing job keeping things interesting considering so much of the story takes place in the same setting. My only complaint about the artwork is that there was 1 or 2 moments in the story where I had trouble telling who the character was, because all of the characters are wearing the same outfits and the same hats, and although they do have very distinct facial hair that helps you tell them apart, unfortunately, there's a couple scenes, particularly at nighttime, where the shadows were really heavy on their face and it was kind of hard to tell who was speaking. So I don't think that that was intentional or any kind of storytelling technique. I think that it was just the fact that the shadowing was a little bit heavy in some parts. But other than that, I thought the artwork was absolutely perfect. 5 out of 5 stars. I do have a complaint with this comic that has nothing to do with the storyline or the artwork, and that is the fact that as I was reading it, it started to fall apart. I would say during my first read through, about 4 pages came out. After the first one came out, I was shocked. I've never had that happen before when I was reading a comic. So I tried to be extra gentle with it, and despite being extra gentle, more pages still popped out as I was reading it. So this is a library book, so I don't know with certainty that I'm the first person to read it, but it looks pretty brand new. I don't think many people have read this before, and I went on Amazon to see if this was a reoccurring problem, and it definitely doesn't seem like this was an isolated incident. I would say about half the reviews on Amazon are complaining about pages falling out or it falling apart, so it does seem like there might be a manufacturing error. I'm not going to let this affect my final rating because I feel like that isn't fair to the author and the illustrator. I just wanted to let you guys have this information so that it can influence your purchasing decisions and whether or not you decide to buy this or possibly try to check it out from your local library. So manufacturing issues aside, I give Road of Bones 4 out of 5 stars. The story is exactly what was promised with a few twists thrown in, and the artwork is some of the creepiest I have ever seen. This is a really good survival horror story, and if you like that subgenre, you will definitely enjoy Road of Bones. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and be sure to subscribe. On this channel, I post reviews, writing advice, horror commentary, and vlogs. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Hey guys, it's Madison Estes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I don't know who wrote this. Horror comic Road of Bones, written by Rich Dueck and illustrated and colored written by Rich Cormack and illustrated and colored by Rich Dueck. Oh my god, why are these names so hard?